what it do, what the business is.
It is another week in the books with the OndeckTV Podcast. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown on all things social media if you're looking for me.
Absolutely, and I am Spike Lou on the same social sites. Holla at your boy. How you feeling out there this week, man?
Feeling good, feeling great. One more game to the Super Bowl. I don't want to speak too much on it for my Packers because I don't want to jinx it.
Because no one cares. That's why.
It's the biggest game of the year in any sport. They care.
Maybe.
We care.
So.
Everybody cares. Don't even worry about it.
Congratulations to them bum-ass Packers. It was a good game of, a good weekend of games for people to follow the NFL, man. So I look forward to the Super Bowl. Is it a big deal for you this year, the Super Bowl? Like you doing Super Bowl parties and shit?
It's a big deal if my team go. If my team go, I got to find my way to the game.
You're not going to the game, first of all. So are you going to a Super Bowl
party?
If
my team goes, I'm finding my way to the game.
In town? It's in Tampa, right?
It's in Tampa, yes.
Damn, the Bucks might have home field advantage during the Super Bowl.
Ain't no way.
All right, man.
Got anything to do with
Absolutely not. So we appreciate you guys joining us this week. Bow Wow, your man's, is back in the headlines. This time he packed out a club during the pandemic. We'll talk about that. Also, Benny the Butcher, Lil Wayne, speaking of the aforementioned NFL, they made some anthems, and we'll talk about maybe possible trouble brewing in Buffalo. Oh. And your man, Lil Flip, says that his career is compared to LeBron James, which is absolutely ridiculous. And we're going to dive deep into that. But first, also, we're going to holler at our guy, Troy, from Dope Shit Only, special guest during the interview. Make sure you guys tap into that. But first and foremost, man, we wanted to start with a story we broke last week while we were reading the pre-rolls. YFN Lucci, Atlanta rapper, was arrested on murder charges last week. New developments have came out since we aired last. With everything that you've seen about this, just tell me what you're thinking about the headline and how you feel about the situation.
Lucci is looking at felony murder, aggravated assault, participation in gang-related activity, and possession of a firearm. Not how Lucci envisioned his 2021 kicking off, I'm sure. I'm not going to say that. So apparently 2 people were shot. This is all out here. 2 people were shot, 1 person in his car and somebody that wasn't in the car. And going off the 911 call, apparently the person that was shot in the car was evacuated from the car and left in the street. So that person died. The other person that was shot did not die. So I'm not sure why he's got murder charges. I'm a little confused at that. So his lawyer has already kind of came out and said, a lot of this stuff is not going to stick. That's what the lawyer is supposed to say. So I don't know if it's over for him, but it's not a good look. It's a huge setback. He just performed at a voting concert like a week or a week and a half before these charges got hit. So he was preparing for a big year, man, but this is a big boy setback, but I don't think it's over though.
Major setback. As far as what you said, how we got charged with murder, somebody died during the commission of a crime, so they can charge you with murder. From what I understand, like they would went out. If you go out and intending to commit a crime and someone dies, they can charge you with murder. So I think that's where the murder charge comes.
Damn.
Yeah, he probably has a good lawyer, so he may be able to get away from under that. And from people that have followed this situation, this may not come as much of a surprise as it looked or as it was to the widespread media. Just doing some research, talking to some people from down here. Young Thug, of course, we know him and Lucci have been beefing for a while, and their particular crews, even beyond rap, have been beefing. People have died, and I mean, it's all over online as far as the speculation as to this being retaliation to different things going on between those crews. The thing that jumped out to me or that struck me is that they said that he was driving and the guy was like, it was a drive-by and he was in the commission of the crime with him, like what you just hit on earlier. To think that Lucci would be so pumped up with this rivalry run so deep that he would be like, yeah, y'all hopping in the car with me and y'all finna ride with me to go kill the nigga is
that's nuts.
Absolutely insane.
That's nuts.
That's the first thing that I said when you dropped it in the group chat. Like, at some point, you gotta have, and I know I say this shit all the time, with everything that we see with the mishaps, there gotta be somebody around you when this idea is floated out, when you like, yeah, y'all niggas hop in the car with me and we finna go do this, it gotta be at least one nigga that may sound crazy to everybody else that it tells you, like, brother, well, you finna go do what? In your car? Like, you finna drive? Like, nah, my nigga, you're the breadwinner. Like, at very most, like, you doing something from the house that could be conducive to the situation, but I don't need you driving the getaway car, bro. Like, I promise you I don't. Like,
no, we
ain't
don't
gonna be
need
no softer of a nigga if you're not driving a getaway car, bro.
we don't need no mug shots of YFN Lucci floating around. Like, you don't want that. Like, I guarantee you, if he had a crystal ball and could look a week into the future, 2 weeks into the future, and he see a mug shot of him getting denied bond, he got the headline, niggas will be like, okay, nah, let's not ride through. Let's sit this one out, dog, because this is not where you want to be. He got Regine speaking on his behalf. She is saying that his spirits are up and whatnot, and his lawyer said that they're working on getting him another bond hearing in a couple of weeks. Who the fuck wants to do that? Like, that's, bro, things aren't adding up. The story don't make sense to me, like you said, so we'll probably get more details a little bit later. But as of right now, it does not make sense at all.
And also, for the people that are screaming at their phone right now or in their headphones, like, I don't want to be naive and say, well, you shouldn't have did that and be pointing the finger. Just like with all of the other situations, like, you can't tell Nipsey he shouldn't have been hanging at his store in the middle of, like, his hood. You can't tell Von that, hey, I can't jump out and hop on my ops, and I done that 1,000 times before in Chicago. Like, it don't happen. Well, you don't realize it until it's too late. Like you said with the crystal ball, now you got a mug shot and you charged with murder or you're dead.
Yeah.
Every second counts, dude. And that's why you got to keep people around you. It got to be coherent enough to evaluate the situations. Like, I ain't saying that the niggas was dumb for doing it, but it could have been thought out a little bit more.
Yeah, man. Please think. Just think. Somebody take a second.
Just 1 second. Be like, well, do we really want to ride out on this nigga? Do you want to go, bro?
Yeah.
It's like 40 other niggas that ain't gonna have no job when you go to jail. Like, you ain't the only nigga going to jail. Like, this whole, like, it's a lot to go on with this.
Yeah, man. Moving on, man. We take it to H-Town. Your man Bow Wow caught flack over the weekend.
Bow Wow 2 weeks in a row. It's nuts.
Yeah, this is nuts. Social media wore him out again for performing in a club in Houston. Video footage surfaced. It was a shitload of people in there. It was wall to wall. Not a lot of masks, though. Right now, Houston's pandemic numbers are crazy. COVID numbers are through the roof in Texas. A lot of people are calling him irresponsible. Matter of fact, Fabulous and Trey Songz had an event on deck in Houston as well, but they ended up canceling. My question is, who are you looking at more sideways in this situation? Are you looking at Bow Wow as the artist, the promoter for even throwing the event, or the attendees for going?
Man, I got to put this on the fans, bro. Like, because Bow Wow not going to show up if nobody's going to be there. And the promoter's not going to book the club if you don't think that people are going to be there. Like, Houston been open, Texas been open. People are leaving California, New York, coastal cities to go to Houston and Texas because it's open.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I can't say what they supposed to be doing or not, but the studies are suggesting this is very bad. And I can't blame, though I would love to, a nigga like Bow Wow for getting up there and putting on a show. Like, it's however many thousands of people that committed, like, that went. Like, I seen some of the celebrities respond to this, like, really? Like, for Bow Wow? It's like, it's not even Kendrick or Beyonce or Drake. Like, y'all niggas, like, 10,000 of y'all are in here for Bow Wow during a panoramic. Like, that's wild. And I can't blame him for that, unfortunately, nor can I blame a promoter trying to make some money. Like, people just can't stay in the house. That's why it's spreading the way that it is in America. And that's why motherfuckers around the world are looking at us like we're fucking crazy, because niggas is going to the club to see Bow Wow during a pandemic.
Yeah, it's that Republican Democratic argument. Like, the Republicans look at it like, we got to keep the businesses open so that the economy doesn't crash. The Democrats are looking at it like, y'all need to listen to the experts so everybody out here ain't around here sick and dying left and right. And so wherever you fall on that side of the argument, Clearly, the people who attended the concert, we know where they fall. They're not really stunting this shit. So it is what it is.
You bring up a good point though when you said that, and part of the reason why it's so bad because people are politicizing it.
Exactly.
Like you should do what's smart. Like it ain't necessarily that the Republicans are right or the Democrats are right. Let's just do what's smart and try to be safe around motherfuckers so we can get through this and everybody can go to concerts and we ain't got to be limited to a nigga like Bow Wow going to a 10,000 person facility and performing, dude. We got options of real performers that actually people want to see. It's just like people just want to fight so bad and disagree with each other so bad that, like you said, it's become politicized and Republican and Democrat when like just do the fucking smart thing.
Yeah, if the promoter, like you said, if the promoter knows that people are going to show up, man, they don't go get this. If you're a promoter, you're hurting from the last 8 months, bro. Like you down right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unless you just had a nice little nest egg saved up for a rainy day, then salute to you. But if you didn't, you are itching at getting back in front of the club and getting that club packed again so you can get back to normal life. So I understand the need for it, but it's just wild, man. The jokes on social media were classic, though. People saying you risk your life for Bow Wow. Like, how do you feel about this shit? Like, it was a lot of funny shit. And it just, but I get it though. You take a look at a nigga like Fab. Like Fab been out here. He been in Atlanta. He was in Atlanta New Year's Eve performing. Like Fab getting to the bag, dude. He masked up before he go on. He go on, take the mask off, perform 10, 12 songs, put the mask on, get back in the car and dip. So that's one thing for the artists. They're a little bit more, they're not necessarily shoulder to shoulder with people. The motherfuckers in the crowd were that, like, it looked like a family reunion. Like, they were just in there just chilling. I was like, not my thing.
And that's why I blame, like I say, the fan, like, Fab not coming to that if you don't pay him his money. And you can't pay him his money unless you charge admission at the door. And the promoter not going to have the event unless he feel like the door going to be made.
True.
Like, if people were just like, nah, fuck that. I'm not risking my life for Fab and the color of her shoes on New Year's, dude. Like, I'm just not doing it. Then I think it would be some progress. But until, like, Americans don't like being told what to do. That's just flat the fuck out bottom line. It ain't specifically Democrats, Republicans, black, white. It ain't that. Just like people from America, we're arrogant and like we don't like no one telling us what to do. Can't tell me I can't go to the grocery store. Oh, I gotta wear a mask. Like, people are fucking crazy, dude. People are fucking insane. Put the mask on, dude.
Yeah, it ain't that deep, man.
This shit would have been over if motherfuckers didn't just like fighting about shit. This shit would have been over. We would have been done.
I agree. We could have been like New Zealand, but it ain't the case.
Been all the way back outside. Now, speaking of shit being over, this weekend a couple NFL teams went home. That's not to include the Buffalo Bills or the Green Bay Packers. Lil Wayne doubled down on Wiz's Black and Yellow. Benny the Butcher put out a new song for the Buffalo Bills. My question to you, is it corny or is it dope that rappers are making theme songs for NFL teams?
I can see somebody thinking this was corny because I ain't gonna lie. The Benny the Butcher song, he had some Buffalo Bill merch, and he got the little quarterback, but instead of throwing a football, he throwing like a Pyrex jar.
A brick. He should have threw a brick, man. That would have made it. I promise you. That would have made it.
Like, you holding a Pyrex jar, bro? Like, come on. That's a little too much to me because you're making a PG song for the team. That's clean as fuck, the cleanest shit you've ever recorded, but you threw the dope shit on the merch and stuff. That's a little bit of a reach. Wayne has done the green and yellow joint, but he did it a couple years ago when I think we went to the Super Bowl that year when he did it. It's okay. It's okay. Like, Wayne was ripping it. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with the song. I think it's interesting how people have forgotten quickly about him endorsing Trump and are back to just, okay, it's Wayne. Like, people have completely left that back in 2020 and have moved on from it, which is perfectly fine, I guess. Shout out to my Packers, though. Shout out to Wayne. Since he's a Packer fan, I'm going to go ahead and stand by it just for that reason only.
I like this, man. And we talked last episode about hip-hop being the most streamed genre and on a rise over the last 4 years. This is how. NFL is probably the biggest business in America, and to have, like, you wouldn't have thought 2 years ago Benny the Butcher would have been doing this.
No.
And then flat out, honestly, like you said, I wouldn't have thought 6 months ago when Wayne was doing the Trump shit that he would have been doing it either. But the NFL helps you forget, man. And rap is it's like Teflon right now. Like it ain't a lot wrong that a rapper can do for you to like not endorse them and have that shit popping. So I'm here for it. I like it. I mean, I don't have a problem with the Pyrex because that's his thing. Like he signed Pyrexes when he does his live appearances.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you bring a Pyrex, he'll sign it for you. Like that's his thing though. So I ain't mad at that. It's right on brand. Like you gotta bring the hood with you. Fuck it.
I like them tapping into Griselda though. I do like that. You know what I'm saying? The NFL or Buffalo, the Bills.
Buffalo would be crazy not to do that though. These is like the couple of the hottest niggas in rap. Buffalo, like low market media team like a motherfucker. But I wanted to ask you, esteemed Buffalo Bills fan, FSP fame, Big Jeff. I'm finna say Chat Town Jeff. Big Jeff said that at the game, Benny was in the skybox doing his thing.
Yeah.
Conway was out in the stands.
Oh shit.
And on Twitter, on the tweeters, people were asking Conway about a cryptic tweet that he put out, said he better than all them niggas. And that was the extent of it. And then somebody posted under that comment saying it's Griselda breaking up. And he put like a little crying meme with a nigga crying like he was sad. So there may be trouble brewing in Buffalo. How do you feel about this?
I hope not, man. I would hate to see that. Because how that's going to look
is... These niggas are related too, though. Huh?
That too. But how it's going to look is, because they just had their biggest year ever.
And you know how it's going in the movie either. I'm sorry, one last thing. He wasn't in the movie. Go ahead.
Okay. That's even worse. He on the soundtrack, though.
Yeah.
But it make it look like they got their taste of success and people couldn't handle it. So now that they're breaking up, that would be the storyline behind that. And I would hate to see that. That's some slaw. I hope Conway just wanted to be in the crowd. He just wanted to feel the 35-degree weather at a Buffalo Bills game. Maybe that's just the vibe that he wanted, and he didn't want to be fancy in the skybox and shit. Because if I went to Lambeau, I ain't gonna lie. If somehow I got tickets to a game at Lambeau and they were like, do you want to sit where the crowd is, this non-COVID crowd? If you want to sit in the crowd or you want to sit in the skybox, I would sit in the crowd, bro, just to get the entire feel.
You lying.
What? In the snow, man, bro, all of that shit.
Get the fuck out of here. Nigga give you skybox seats in Lambeau. You did for the game this weekend. You're not sitting outside.
I'm sitting outside, bro. Fuck
you. Fucking lie. The tweet said, tired of being silent. Them niggas not real as me. That's why I'm me, capital M-E. Fuck them niggas. And then there was a comment under that said, y'all got to fix whatever as a crew. Y'all niggas are real. He put the infamous James Harden with the red eyes looking sad response to that. And then a nigga said, are you leaving Griselda? He said, who said that with the question mark? And that was pretty much it.
Nah, he trolling there.
Yeah, so maybe he's just trolling.
He trolling.
You know, it was one nigga said, this is a weird way to promo an album, but get off.
Exactly. Real quick, though, speaking of Wayne, who may be getting pardoned in the next couple of hours, do you think, because you remember Wayne, he did the endorsement for Trump, and he also sold a lot of his masters, which contained some of Drake and some of Nicki's. Mm-hmm. You wonder if any of this is connected to him possibly getting pardoned. By the time y'all hear this, it will have happened or not, so who knows? But could those be related?
If he get pardoned on this gun charge and he had to do the Trump endorsement, I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, it was worth it. Like,
yeah, I'm not doing 10. I'm not doing 10.
Yeah, like fuck that. If he knew that he had this charge pending and they called him, they were like, we got the pardon for you, bro. You got like, so I'd have told y'all niggas to vote for Trump too. I'm sorry.
Gas up the jet. Fuck it.
Man, come on with that, bro. Like, if I'm Lil Wayne, I'm not going to jail for no bullshit ass gold-plated gun. Yeah, I'm not selling the masters though. That has to be unrelated. Oh, what that got to do with it though? Why you say that?
It might be related. I don't know.
Oh, you saying how? In what way?
Maybe that company that owns those has been buying up all those masters plugged in somewhere over here. They might have friends across.
Oh, you talking about some real backroom shit.
That's what I don't know.
That company based in England, though. I'm sure they too smart to fuck with Trump just being English.
That's possible.
So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
That's true.
Troy, it's gonna be rough out here. Just before we go to the say, it's gonna be rough out here for your boy Trump too. Like he getting sued. Motherfuckers ain't fucking with him. Like a whole lot of his business deals and shit going down.
Yeah, them lawsuits gonna smack him.
Yeah.
Real quick, man, before we get to this topic, Lil Flip, guys, let's take it back. Speaking of Houston earlier,
try to skip over this.
Lil Flip, during an interview, compared his career to the likes of, wait for it, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Floyd Mayweather. Simple question. Fair or foul for Lil Flip to compare his career to these GOATs?
This is the foulest of fouls. This is a flagrant 2, suspended a game, first half, or whatever it is, the rule is now. This is that type of foul. Lil Flip, if I had to compare his career to someone in sports, I would say Vince Young. Vince
God.
Yeah, Vince Young was good. Great college career. People had a lot of there was a lot of hype surrounding his raw talent. Just like with Lil Flip, a lot of hype surrounding his raw talent. No one ever thought that Lil Flip would be great. Like LeBron was King James in high school. People told Lil Flip he could rap and you may have been the best freestyler ever, which means absolutely fucking nothing. I promise you, you can go to any hip-hop hotbed, which we're about to talk to DSO Troy about. Anyone across the nation, freestyling is not the top of the list where you comparing niggas to LeBron James. And that's all that Lil Flip has ever done well is freestyle. That's it. I guess it. And why I say Vince Young, he was on a team, the Titans, that didn't want him. The nigga that was pumping Lil Flip, he didn't want him. He dressed him up like a leprechaun. Like, I can't believe that Lil Flip is narcissistic enough to think that his career compares to some of the greatest people in their fucking in their fucking profession. Like the disrespect to LeBron James is disgusting. And you and Big Jeff was vouching for this, and y'all niggas need help, just like he need help.
I'll say this: the Jordan and the Mayweather comparisons were way off.
And the LeBron.
Off. The LeBron comparison is closer. I'm gonna be honest.
No.
The only reason I say why is because before Houston blew up all the way, he was the chosen one. He was the young boy, the freestyle king. You know what I'm saying? Picked for the sucker free camp to lead the way. He was doing 100,000 units, independent, hand to hand out the trunk. Got the big boy deal from Sony for $20 million, had hits before Slim Thug, before Mike Jones, before Paul Wall. So he was the face of Houston for a certain period of time. So I would say he was the LeBron of Houston rap. That's a fact.
None of that's true. He wasn't the face of Houston ever.
What?
During his prime, Scarface was regarded as like the GOAT. Like during Lil Flip's biggest, the face of Houston was Scarface. And then even after Scarface, it was Bun B. No. And then you had a period of time in there where it was Mike Jones, Paul Wall, those people that you name. It was never Slim Thug on a national scale, maybe underground. Like he ain't never been like come on, man.
20 million? They gave him 20 million for an underground deal? Stop.
Did he get 20 million?
Yes.
Can we confirm these numbers?
Yes. This is out here. These are facts.
That's not true.
I see you, Flip.
He said this in a song. I ain't seen nobody corroborate these facts.
Game over. Flip.
You bought that Flip. That's why you so hype on him too.
Flip. I bought a couple of Flip albums.
Lil Flip got 36 albums.
Yeah, I bought a couple of them.
Damn,
I bought 2 of them.
Worst thing ever happened to him in his life was T.I. though. He came.
Yeah, T.I. killed his career.
This is part of the reason why his career ended early, though. The same thing as far as saying that he's LeBron James and saying that he is Floyd Mayweather and Michael Jordan. Just like he came down here and niggas was telling him like, nah, bro, Tip running this shit, my nigga. Nah, you got me fucked up, nigga. I'm Flip, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all right. Went out on stage, made a complete ass of himself, and then the king cleaned his motherfucking ass up, and nigga ain't been able to sell a record since, dude. He should have just listened. He should have paid homage and been like, yeah, I fuck with Tip. He the king of the South. I'm the LeBron James of whatever the fuck he thought he was back then, and he might still have a career, and we be comparing the nigga to Harold Miner. instead of fucking nobody right now.
I was there. The Jordan and Mayweather, they undefeated. Jordan never lost in the finals, and Mayweather has never lost a fight. He can't say he them. But LeBron, that's on point. Of Houston.
The Flip is the Cleveland Browns of rap. That's what the Flip is. That's what you is, my nigga.
That's a playoff team, though. All right, guys, we're about to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will be hollering at our guy Troy from Dope Shit Only. What we're doing, guys, we're paying homage back home where we originally are from. Nashville has a bubbling hip-hop scene. You're going to get to learn more about it and what it takes to get a relatively new hotbed off the ground. All right,
absolutely. And if you're familiar with the show, you know we did a couple of episodes. We did a series called Hip-Hop Hotbeds. So we wanted to do our parts as native Nashvilleans to shine a light on our own city's hip-hop hotbed. So Troy is one of the men behind the scenes doing that with the DSO crew, and we hope you guys like the interview.
Hey, man, we are back. Told you we had a special guest in the building today. Man, we tapping in, man, back with the 615. We got our guy Troy in the building from DSO, Dope Shit Only. We're going to talk about creating a hip-hop hotbed, man, from scratch. All right, straight out the Ville. Troy, what's good with you, big dog?
Well, shit, what's good with you, man? It's an honor to be here, man, on OndeckTV. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Much respect, man. We see you cooking in the Ville, man. We're going to dive into what you got going on with Dope Shit Only Represent, all that good stuff, man. But let's first and foremost talk about Nashville as a city when it comes to music and sound, where everybody know, man, it's the country music capital. But there's a whole nother layer up under that that's going on cooking right now. Tell us about the state of Nashville hip-hop, where it's at right now.
Man, honestly, man, the state of Nashville hip-hop is looking pretty good right now, man. This shit growing, man. Like, getting a little more unity, man. Getting a lot more cats is working. It's doing numbers now. You did what I'm saying with the stream there, man. So we guys doing shit 1 million streams now. That's from the city. You know what I mean? It's turning eyes, man. It's got the business people tapping in. So it's a good thing.
That's dope. Now, would you say with people doing 1 million streams, is there a specific sound coming from the city in 2021, or is it just all around? Tell me what you think.
Well, man, as far as sound, man, I would say the young cats is really leading the way for the simple fact you got Ski and they working with Chill and Smokey Hendrix. You dig what I'm saying? They producers. So, you know what I mean? They working hand in hand with them and a couple of more producers like Crash Max. But then also, like, you got little cats like Lil Stain and ABK Gates who's working with Lagman, who is a producer. You dig what I'm saying? So you're getting these young cats who you know what I mean, working hand in hand with these producers. And then you're getting these, it's a combination. You know what I mean? That you actually got these young people singing these raps, you know what I mean? Like word for word in the club, on the phone, and all that. So, man, you starting to see that. So, to me, that's creating a sound. You feel what I'm saying? When you got people actually saying shit word for word. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's how I view it.
I was just about to say, what's your favorite thing about the style that you're hearing so far? What a sound.
And honestly, bro, it's all around the board, man, to be real, man. Ain't one particular, you know what I mean? Because even them cats, they kind of different. And just being from Nashville, you know Nashville is eclectic, man. You know what I mean? We just a musical city, man. So it's a wide variety of music. But if you just look at it on a bigger scope, you got cats like Bandplay, who's all over dog shit. You know what I mean? You got cats like Street Symphony, who got a Grammy for rocking with Nip. Nomination, however. Then even Tay Keith, you know what I mean? He was going to MTSU when he got the popping. And then, you got the veterans like Fate, you know what I mean? Who's still around, you know what I mean? Dropping them gems, Nice, Greedy Money. All these cats done got real placements. So, honestly, man, I think the production always lead the way as far as sound.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Now, you've taken pride in the city for a long time as far as bringing people together and just pushing different styles, sounds. What made you want to do that? What example did you see out there that made you say, like, I'm not just pushing one artist, I want everybody to eat, and it's dope shit only?
Yeah, man, first of all, man, I'm a fan. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't never rapped, never been a producer, none of this shit. So it just started off being a fan, man, and you know what I mean, just knowing a little history of Nashville hip hop, but really on the bigger scope, man, of hip hop in general. You feel what I'm saying? So just seeing like the Wu-Tangs, Dungeon Families, NWA, Cash Money, No Limits, Suave House, all this shit started. It started out more as movements instead of one artist. You dig what I'm saying? Like, everybody got their turn up the bat, and everybody was hitting triples and home runs and shit. So, you know what I mean? Take that same approach, really, man.
What's the tell people what Dope Shit Only is? What's that represent? What's the influences behind it? Why you started? Give us some background on it.
Dope Shit Only came really out of necessity, man. He did. Dope Shit Only is self-explanatory. You know what I mean? It's just dope shit. You know what I mean? That's what we represent. You know what I mean? Represent fly shit to the merch. You know what I mean? To all that. So, like I said, man, start out necessity, just working hand in hand with Legendary Spitter and trying to figure out how we can market the music and create a platform for the music in the city, not for only him, but for other artists, because other artists weren't getting a shot. You know what I mean? We was going through the same circles, 2-3 promoters, you know what I mean, who was being, I ain't gonna say biased, but really being curators, you know what I mean, decide what they want on stage. You dig what I'm saying? You know, me working with artists for years and different artists, I'm like, man, that's a lot more dope artists, you know what I mean, out here that's doing shit. So, you know what I mean, we created the pop-up shop and listening session.
Absolutely.
Nice. Now,
Yeah.
when you say you created the pop-up shop and listening session and you did comedy with Dope Shit Only too.
Yeah.
You really about, like you said, pushing the city. How close do you think that Nashville is from a national breakthrough? As far as what you see with a Houston or a scene with the Bay or things in Atlanta, how close do you think that is for Nashville?
I think, honestly, we're a little far off from that. You know what I mean? But if we look at places like Detroit, Flint, you know what I mean, and places like Shreveport, different, you know what I mean, little pockets like that, man. Baton Rouge, you know what I mean? We look at little pockets like that who really getting off. You know what I mean? I think we about 2 years off. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna take a couple of artists to get in the door first, and then it's gonna take some true independence to really make their mark as well. But we got cats in place, like you said, Cub. You know what I mean? We got Lido. You know what I mean? I mean, even Buck's still out here. You dig what I'm saying? So we got that, but we still got a lot of younger artists coming up. So I say about 2 years, man. Just be real, because this kind of gauging off of I was just saying from Detroit a couple of years ago, before the East and West got together. You dig? So let's say about 2 years, man. I think we gonna really be. It's gonna be motherfuckers riding around in rapes and all that other type shit, big boy houses and all the dumbass juries. Niggas is getting that already. So, you know, yeah, I say about 2 years, man.
I know we obviously we know this being from the city, man, but they call it's the music city capital, man, and it's a lot of it's a lot of companies that are music related that are there, that are housed there. We know Rock Nation got an office there. We know BMI. So we got a whole street called Music Row. Do you think that makes it easier for us, for this particular lane of music to take off, or does that make it harder because we're in the shadow of Garth Brooks and Dolly Parton?
I mean, it done made it harder. You know what I mean? Because it's always been an agenda. You know what I mean? To keep one circuit of music. You know what I mean? All the way up high. I mean, if you know the history of music, Music City. I mean, you know, it came from Fitz. You know what I mean? Fitz Jubilees. You dig what I'm saying? So, and even putting those two and two together, man, Fisk and BMI, you got Shannon Sanders. So, you know what I mean? He's running a big piece of BMI. He got 106.7, the radio station. You know what I mean? So that helps, but you know what I mean? We've been saying this shit for the last 30 years, man. They gonna tell you off rip, go to Atlanta. We don't got no business in Nashville. You know what I mean? Like, even Dan Wiseman, you know what I mean? He's really not a salesman. They say he's a salesman, but you know what I mean? Like, you'll never see him. You know what I mean? He hard, you know what I mean, hard to be seen. So, you know, see what it is.
Do you think because of, like you said, the big as Animal Brown mentioned, Dolly Partons and Garth Brooks, do you think that those Wiseman cats and people that are there from the different labels, are they even looking for hip hop acts? Even with the numbers, like you said?
I don't think so. You know what I mean? To be real. They'll say they would. They'll say you ain't been to my office yet and all that, but they haven't been visible in no parts. Like, you wouldn't know they here.
Right. So your process towards it just like, I'm finna build the biggest shit in the streets and I'm gonna make it where you guys gotta come to me. Is that the blueprint?
That's what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, starting off, it wasn't no blueprint because it was, like I said, man, this shit was out of necessity. But seeing what's formulating and then having years in the game, you start to, you know what I mean, start to see shit. And yeah, you do start to formulate it and start to play chess, you know what I mean, with the shit. So, for sure. You know what I mean? Like, it's some big business on the way in the city, so it's going to turn into some money.
What do you tell somebody that's coming up that maybe have a little buzz, but it's like, man, bro, I'm thinking about moving to the A, bro. What do you tell them?
Shit. It's easy to get lost in the A. My suggestion would be lock down your market first. You know what I mean? Lock down home. It's cool to go to Atlanta and do business and shit, but lock down your market. Because, I mean, when I say lock down your market, I mean, shit, lock down these other 12 college markets is an hour and a half in. Then you're doing something. Then you got a real buzz. You know what I mean? You can demand a check off of that.
Absolutely. Speaking of like locking down the market and just Nashville in general, the sound, we've touched on all of those things. Let's say someone wasn't familiar with the people that you've named. What would you describe? What artist would you say this is where you should start? This is where you should start at, whether old, nostalgic, like Cool Daddy Fresh, or new, or like Lido. Tell me who you think it would be that they should start with.
Pistol.
Okay. Why is
that? When you say Pistol is an era. You dig what I'm saying? Like, it's an era of music that, you know what I mean, shit, easy touched, you know what I mean? So, and you know, it's the box, it's all, you know what I mean? It's hip hop, you dig what I'm saying? And then I would say Quantum Cash too at the same time, you know what I mean?
To piggyback off that, you had a clubhouse room. We were talking about Nashville and bringing it up the other day, and Buck dropped in. And to your point about Pistol, he brought up something too. For those that don't know, Nashville is really divided, like north, south, east, west. You usually ride with the people from your side. Pistol was the first person when it didn't matter what side you was from, you had to fuck with his music. Like you said, it was a movement. Like anybody could feel.
I say it was 3 artists at that particular time.
Okay.
And I got to throw Boogie in there, and I got to throw Cool Daddy Fresh in there.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Fresh did 300,000.
Yeah. That was the first rap CD I heard. You know,
300,000.
That was the first rap CD I ever heard was Cool Daddy Fresh. I learned it back to back.
You know what I mean? Like, I was probably about 9th grade or some shit. You feel what I'm saying? 8th, 9th grade, and I was just, you know, really jumping out the porch, you know what I mean?
I was
got bigger cousins, you know what I mean? Going to goddamn half times, all White Creek and all this shit. So it's just an era of music. Yeah. You know, Booger was the first motherfucker on BET from here. You dig what I'm saying? Reading magazines, he was getting compared to Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, I remember.
You dig what I'm saying? So that's just major. Then you gotta think, man, Booger the first one put out Buck. You know what I mean? Put Buck on some shit.
Do you share that history with the artists that you work with now? I know sometimes we talk on here, the younger artists act like they don't care about the history. Do you make sure that they know the Nashville history of rap and how rich it is with those artists we were talking about?
When you get the opportunity to teach it, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't really put my hands around too many like artists just like on a one-on-one basis. You dig what I'm saying? Because we just really been building. You know what I mean? But when I talk to people, we share the history, man. You got to share the history, man, because the history is the knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, and you got to see the mistakes they made. You know what I mean? All the moves they didn't make. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure.
Y'all still doing events right now? I know the pandemic got shit kind of looking crazy, but what y'all got on deck for right now?
Shit, I got one Sunday. It's been crazy though, cause the first one we did after the pandemic, you know what I mean, when shit kind of opened back up, we got shut down by the police. So I'm talking about super early. I think we were one of like first events to get shut down. You know what I mean, like during the whole pandemic shit. So we done had a couple. You know what I mean, that went good, but yeah.
How did that work? Like, what did they just pull up on y'all? They give y'all a warning beforehand, like, don't do this?
Nah, man, it was just crazy, man. Like, we was in there probably about 45 minutes. We probably had about 7,500 people in there, and shit, they just walked in there and said, man, it was over capacity. It was like, damn, I mean, then you get 300 people in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? We didn't even get the event started, so I give everybody their money back. So, yeah, it was just one of them.
Yeah. What's how can people keep up with what Dope Shit Only got going on, bro?
I mean, got Dope Shit on the crew on Instagram. And it's DSO crew everywhere else. Getting ready to drop a website in the next couple of weeks. Really about, you know what I mean, basically spots, Twitter, Facebook, and well, we got Clubhouse now, so yeah. Yeah.
What can people expect from y'all when this stuff do blow over, man? What's the goal in the next couple months, couple years?
All right. Right now, man, we just locked in distribution with Sony and Orchard through the Goat Farm, which is based out of Atlanta. So right now, man, we creating access, finally getting into some, you know what I mean, some doors, so can walk a couple of these artists, get them some distribution while they in the system, get them some upstream. You dig what I'm saying? So once we get them upstream, we can get some checks in the city. You know what I mean? So
what does that mean? What does upstream mean?
Basically like, okay, everybody dropping music, so you know what I mean, you got Distro Kid, United Masters, whatever the other couple, you know what I mean? So you can just load your music up and then boom, your project out. With distribution, is you know what I mean, like real distribution is a little different. Sony is a major label. It's a major label. Orchard Orchard bought TVT, so you know what I mean. Like they pretty much a major label, but they, you know, they thing is internet. You know what I mean, like far streams. You know what I mean, just digital distribution. Yeah, digital distribution. So I mean, that's their thing. So you got those two companies. So if you do a couple of 100,000 in that system, it looks totally different than doing a couple of 100,000 on DistroKid, because it's data. You know what I mean? You got people in these offices and they looking at this shit. You know what I mean? So taking some of these artists that got these people, you know what I mean, rapping their words word for word, you know what I mean, to be able to walk these in the office and showing them, we just dropped this project 6 months ago, and it did 500,000 streams. We dropped another one, it just did 700,000. You know what I mean? So now we need we need a budget, because we trying to take it to the next level. Gotcha. You know what I mean? They're gonna see that and they're gonna give you their budget.
Gotcha. Anybody do people still try to get on radio? Do people even care about that anymore?
I know some, you know what I mean, radio's still prevalent. You know what I mean? But all this shit prevalent. You know what I mean? This is, you know what I mean? Like, this is prevalent. This is just as prevalent as the radio. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you said, you got the audio and you got the visual. You know what I mean? So you can ride around in the car and listen to it, or you can sit in the house and look at it on your TV, or you can be at work and look at it on your phone, however you want to consume it. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Radio is just radio. It's just a lot of other shit that go along with it. But, yeah, radio is still important. You know what I mean? Play a key part. You know what I mean? Especially in these country towns and these different little markets.
Facts.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, man. Before we dip, man, let people know, give us 2 or 3 acts they need to be checking for, man. I know you touched on a couple before, but just reiterate 2 or 3 that people need to be checking for.
Well, really, man, I think dope shit on the crew. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, we got Legendary Spirit, we got Hunter Bands, you know what I mean? Like, Hunter doing her motherfucking thing right now, man. She got a single called Showman. It's getting so much love in Atlanta, which is crazy, you know what I mean? Like, we ain't even put no budget behind this shit, you know what I mean? Just being real. Did a couple of shows with Mike Mars, man, and, you know what I mean? Like, they fell in love with her, you know what I mean? So, they just been taking and run with it, you know what I mean? They've been spinning and everything, you know what I mean? Like, she's starting to get love in the city as well, so next couple of months, we really finna get that budget behind her, you know what I mean? Especially with this distribution. But, yeah, her, and then, you know, Spitter, man, he got some shit, man. Legendary Spitter got some shit.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like, he really got some shit, so we cooking up, man, but also, when I say dope shit on the crew, it goes back to the Wu-Tang, the Dungeon family, you know what I mean? Like, it goes back to that. And even newer, you got like Shoreline Mafia. You dig what I'm saying? You got acts like that, you know what I mean? And really like sparked a whole new wave in LA. You dig what I'm saying? And the people behind that, I've been locked in with them for over a year, you know what I mean, which is the homie TK, which he from the Turf. You know what I mean? He from Nashville. You know what I mean? And he's super heavy with Atlantic Records. You know what I mean? Super heavy with Sony too, which I didn't even go through him and get the distribution. You know what I mean? Like, people at the Go Farm came and found us just because how we move and the impact we done made for our culture and our ability to touch the artist. So right now, I'm putting my A&R hat on and my manager hat on and really tapping into some of this talent, man. Like I said, if I'm seeing them doing numbers already, like they doing 50 to 100, I'm coming to see you. You know what I mean? Like, let's get this business together, man. Get you in the system. You feel what I'm saying? Let's do this 100 again. And then 2, 3 more times, and let's get a check.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to that, man. 100% and everything that, you know, dope shit only gonna drop, and anything we can do to help from the Turf. Absolutely. We here for it.
Yeah, for sure. I already know, man. Like, they don't know, man. Like, on deck, goddamn, been a supporter. What I do, man, from shit, from DVD days, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, like, shit, we got DVDs, man, like,
Yes,
on deck and whatever I was pushing at that particular time, man. Like, yeah. So, man, been a supporter, man, been a fan, man. Like, say, I love what y'all doing, man. It inspired me, you dig what I'm saying? See some cats that come from my city and go to Atlanta and survive, first of all, you dig what I'm saying? And not only survive, thrive, you dig what I'm saying? I be seeing y'all boys, goddamn it, Louis down, Lucci down. You see that motherfucker, he got damn $10,000 worth of shoes in the back. You know what I mean? Them boys is from Nashville, man. So,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, and see, like, y'all cats, people need to tap into when they come into the city, man. Like, y'all been there, 10 years?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, y'all know some people, you know what I mean? Like, just tap in, man. Go buy them boys a drink or something, man. Get a little bit of that culture, man. Let them show you, know what I mean, what to eat at and all this shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got to tap, man, because I got a couple of people I fuck with down there, like Two Official, you know what I mean, work with QC. And, you know what I mean? Like, we getting a lot of love, man. We've been doing a lot of business on the low, man. So, yeah.
Hey, the fruit's paying off for your labor, man, because we see it too. Just like you said, you seen it. We definitely see what you're doing. We appreciate everything that you do as far as keeping the city going, and we look forward to meeting you up at the top.
I appreciate that, man. Likewise, man.
Absolutely, man. Be good, y'all.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
You already know, man.
Okay. All right.
All right, man. You ready for some wins and some losses?
Let's get to it.
First off, we got a W to Dr. Dre, man. He's apparently back in the lab working on, wait for it, detox after his brain aneurysm. What do you think?
Glad to see him out of the hospital. When I hear aneurysm, I think it's a wrap, lights out. grand closing. It's a wrap. But good to see him back working in the studio, man. I don't know if I need to hear. Maybe this scared the shit out of him, and so he's like, man, let me go ahead and put this out. You know what I mean? And that, if so, cool, let's get that. But I'm just glad to see he's still here. That shit, that's a big boy scare.
It is, man. And maybe he should just forget about that detox. Maybe that's what made him have a brain aneurysm.
Yeah, he gotta let that go. He gotta let that one go.
Just a thought, Dr. Dre. Just a thought, bro.
Don't let that stress you out, because we're not pressed for it.
Yeah, we're not. We're done waiting on that, bro.
We cool.
Yeah, we good. You don't even got to go back to the studio and work on it. Just relax. A W to Kendrick Lamar, his P. Lang Media Company, or PG Lang? P. Lang or PG Lang? PG All right, that his media company crafts the brand new Calvin Klein ad. Are you impressed?
That's a big look, man. He announced that a year and some change ago that he had a new media company. What does that mean, Kendrick? Well, it means he'll be crafting commercials and ads and content for big dog brands like Calvin Klein. I can't do nothing but respect it. Salute to him. And
it means he's not ready to kill your boy just yet. We let niggas live out here. That's what that means. Y'all niggas can breathe for another summer. An L to Cuban doll, King Von's ex, allegedly, and King Von's sister, they took their Twitter beef to a fist fight in the streets. Did we not learn anything?
Yeah, that was some slaw. Even to be fair, I'm gonna go ahead and be fair. It was a one-on-one. They just set up the fight. You can hear the people in the background like, nah, ain't nobody jumping in. Let's just go ahead and get this out their system. It's not cute to me. That shit don't do nothing for me. But at least it was like a fair one-on-one. Let's shoot the 5 and then let's keep it moving. But it's an L though. That shit, they look silly as fuck.
Yeah, man. Based off the situation surrounding that, you would think that they would be bigger heads would prevail, but I'm not.
Did you see what they got King Von's son for Christmas?
No, what?
A toy gun.
How old is his son?
Man, nigga like 2.
No way.
Tough. I was like, man, come the fuck on, dude. And then they put it on Instagram. It's like,
was this like his baby mama or like his sister? Like,
I don't know. I just hear the voice. It's a woman's voice. I don't know if it's the baby mama or the sister. I can't tell. I don't know who it is. But they gave him a gun for Christmas. I was like, man, what the? I was like, hey, man. And put it on Instagram. They thought it was cute. I was like, what the fuck?
Generational curses are real.
Man, that's some slaw.
Leave it out there. That is
on deck of the week, man. Hey, on deck of the week, shout out to all of the artists that our guy Troy name dropped. Salute to all of them making noise. If y'all heard an artist, y'all want some new shit to listen to, and you're not familiar, get familiar with the artist that he name dropped, man. Legendary Spitter, all of the good shit that he dropping. Go check them out, man. Search them on your streaming sites. Check them out. Give them some streams.
Absolutely, man. You guys check them out, man.
Absolutely. What you got me to put on?
I was just going to ask you your put on. I was going to ask you yours first, sir.
New TV show alert, Discovery Channel. Undercover Billionaire. Have you seen that?
I've read the synopsis of it. I couldn't quite click. It's good. Is it like Undercover Boss?
I never watched that. What this is they take a millionaire or billionaire and they drop them in a city that they've never been, and they give them $100, a cell phone with no contacts, and a truck. And they have 90 days to create a business worth $1 million. So that's the concept. The concept is fucking fire, by the way. That's number one. Number two, it's on season 2 right now. Skip season 1 because I heard it was too produced. Season 2 so far is incredible. I'm locked in. I can't wait to finish it. There's only 2 episodes out right now, so it's in the middle of the season right now. But it's dope as fuck. Check that out if you're into entrepreneurship. Spoiler alert: season 1, the guy didn't make it to the million. He made it. He got just up under it.
What type of business did he start? You know,
I think it was some type of restaurant.
Obviously.
Yeah,
that makes sense. My put on is also a television show. I'm deep into the London culture. Shout out Top Boy. That was on Netflix. I got another one now called Gangs of London.
I've heard about that.
My guy Nuki Duce was telling me about it. I checked out the first couple of episodes on AMC Plus, and it is it's good. It's one of those shows that I definitely could see myself fucking with. It's just the tone of it and the pacing of it. It's up there. So I ain't claiming it yet, but it's worth checking out.
Somebody
100%.
just told me about that like a week ago.
Yeah,
they said it was
definitely. It's worth checking 100% from what I've seen so far.
I don't believe that though.
It's like you didn't watch Top Boy yet though, did you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. So it's like a cleaner version of that with like more sophisticated criminals instead of street criminals. So like mob shit. But it's pretty good.
I think about it, man. I put it in the queue. Hey guys, appreciate y'all for checking us out. Triple salute again to Troy from Dope Shit Only and all of the 615. Shout out to Nashville. Do us a favor, youtube.com/realville. Make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000. Help us get to that. Also, you want bonus content? We got that. Patreon.com/realville. Check out album reviews, movie recaps, fashion shit we talking on there. Just check it out. Go scroll and subscribe to a tier or two. Thank you in advance.
We appreciate the support.
We out.
Yeah.